I was hired to save the company. Then I discovered the CEO was secretly preparing to shut it down. The conference room was silent except for the hum of the air conditioner. 23 employees sat staring at me. Some looked hopeful. Most looked exhausted. A few looked angry. I swallowed hard and clicked to the first slide of my presentation. "Good morning," I said. "My name is Daniel, and I've been hired as the new operations director." No applause. No smiles. Just silence. Then a voice came from the back. "You're the fourth one in 2 years." A few people laughed bitterly. Another employee crossed her arms. "How long before you quit?" The room erupted with nervous chuckles. I forced a smile. Inside, I felt like I'd just walked into a battlefield. 3 months earlier, I had accepted what seemed like the opportunity of a lifetime. A struggling manufacturing company. Falling profits. Declining customer trust. High employee turnover. The CEO promised me complete freedom to transform the business. "I need someone who isn't afraid of hard decisions," he had told me. His eyes were intense. Almost desperate. "Can you save this company?" I answered confidently. Yes. I truly believed I could. I was wrong. My first week felt like stepping into a collapsing building. Machines broke down daily. Employees blamed management. Management blamed employees. Departments barely spoke to each other. Customers complained constantly. One afternoon, I overheard 2 workers arguing near the warehouse. "This place is finished." "No, it's already dead." They didn't know I was standing behind them. Neither seemed embarrassed when they noticed me. That scared me. People only talk that way when they've completely lost hope. I decided to meet every employee personally. One by one. Hundreds of conversations. I listened. I took notes. I asked questions nobody had asked in years. "What frustrates you? What would you fix? Why do people keep leaving?" The stories were heartbreaking. A father working overtime every weekend. A supervisor who hadn't received proper training. A customer service representative who cried in her car before every shift. The company wasn't failing because people were lazy. It was failing because people felt invisible. I launched improvement projects immediately. New communication systems. Training programs. Process upgrades. Recognition awards. Weekly feedback meetings. At first, everyone resisted. One manager slammed his notebook shut during a meeting. "This won't work." "Why?" I asked. "Because nothing ever changes here." The room went silent. Then another employee spoke. "He's right." Someone else nodded. Then another. It felt like the entire company was challenging me. For a moment, I questioned myself. Maybe they were right. Maybe this place couldn't be saved. But I refused to quit. I arrived before sunrise. Left after midnight. Week after week. Month after month. Slowly, things began changing. Customer complaints dropped. Product quality improved. Employee engagement increased. For the first time in years, departments started cooperating. People smiled more. Laughed more. Believed more. The atmosphere transformed. And then something shocking happened. One Friday evening, I stayed late reviewing financial reports. Everyone had gone home. The building was dark. Only my office light remained on. As I reviewed the numbers, something felt wrong. Very wrong. Revenue was improving. Efficiency was improving. Customer retention was improving. Yet massive amounts of money were disappearing. I checked again. And again. And again. The numbers didn't make sense. My stomach tightened. The following week, I requested a meeting with the CEO. I laid the reports on his desk. "Can you explain these transfers?" He stared at the papers. His face changed. For a split second, I saw panic. Then he smiled. A strange smile. The kind that makes your skin crawl. "Don't worry about those. I am worried." His smile disappeared. The room became painfully quiet. Then he leaned forward. What he said next changed everything. "The company isn't being saved." I blinked. "What?" "The board approved a shutdown plan months ago." I felt my heart stop. "What are you talking about?" His voice remained calm. "We're preparing to sell assets and close operations." I stared at him in disbelief. "No." "Yes." "No." We've spent months rebuilding this company. He nodded. I know. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Hundreds of employees, families, careers, dreams. And nobody knew. I left the office shaking. I couldn't sleep that night. I couldn't eat. I couldn't think. The faces of every employee kept replaying in my mind. The single mother working double shifts. The young engineer excited about the company's future. The warehouse supervisor who finally believed things were improving. None of them knew. For days, I faced a brutal dilemma. Stay silent and protect my position. Or fight for people who trusted me. It was the hardest decision of my career. Then one morning, an employee stopped me in the hallway. Daniel. I turned. It was Maria from customer service. She smiled. I just wanted to say thank you. For what? This is the first time in years I've felt proud to work here. My chest tightened. She walked away. But her words stayed with me. I knew what I had to do. I gathered evidence. Financial data. Performance reports. Customer growth statistics. Employee retention improvements. I prepared a presentation unlike anything I'd ever created. Then I requested an emergency board meeting. The room was packed. Executives. Investors. Board members. The CEO sat across from me. Expressionless. I stood and began speaking. For 2 hours. Every chart. Every number. Every success story. Every employee achievement. Every reason the company deserved another chance. When I finished, the room was silent. Completely silent. Then one board member spoke. Are these numbers accurate? Every single one. Another leaned forward. You're saying the company is no longer failing? Correct. The CEO finally interrupted. You're being overly optimistic. I looked directly at him. No. My voice shook. But not from fear. You're giving up on people who already proved they can succeed. The room exploded into debate. Arguments. Questions. Confrontations. Hours passed. Nobody knew what would happen. 3 weeks later, the decision arrived. I opened the email with trembling hands. My heart pounded so hard I could hear it. Then I saw the words. Shutdown plan canceled. I read it 3 times. Then 5. Then 10. Tears filled my eyes. The company would survive. The announcement triggered chaos. People cried. People hugged. Some literally fell to their knees. One employee who had planned to resign walked into my office. His eyes were red. I thought my career was over. Neither of us could speak for several seconds. 2 years later, the company achieved record profits. Employee satisfaction reached historic highs. Customer trust returned. The business that everyone thought was dying became stronger than ever. But the biggest lesson wasn't about profits, or strategy, or management. It was about people. Because companies don't improve when systems improve. Companies improve when people believe improvement is possible. And sometimes the greatest threat to success isn't failure itself. It's the moment powerful people decide success is impossible. Fortunately, on that day, they were wrong.